John Waite, Dan Hartman, Michael McDonald, Pete Shelley, Dockin, Anna Motion, Steve Winwood, and John Cougar Mellencamp. And yes, this is the MTV New Video Hour, a thrill-packed 60-minute tour through all of the latest videos. I'm your tour guide, Captain Quinn. Our first stop, the new one from Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Like a Rock. That was Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Like a Rock. And that one shot at the Orange Empire Railway Museum in Paris, California. And believe it or not, that is one of two we've got this week, which were shot at railroad crossings. Up next, A Question of Lust from Depeche Mode. It's a tightly edited video combining concert scenes with outdoor footage of the band.
We shot it on tour when we was in Europe, on this tour, on the Black Celebration tour, about 2.5 months ago in Dublin. And it was done in like on top of a cliff. It was a beautiful spot, you know, really nice. By the sea and stuff. Great day, sunny day. And yeah, it's different obviously because Martin's singing the song, you know, I'm not actually singing the song.
That was Depeche Mode with A Question of Lust from their Black Celebration album. The video was directed by Clive Richardson. Still to come on the MTV New Video Hour, the New Video File, and the latest from Pete Shelley, Steve Winwood, and John Waite.
Basically, just one of those rock videos.
Stay home! For God's sake, stay home! And watch the attack of the summer movies on MTV.
Judge, baby, we'd really like you to do this Attack of the Summer movie thing for us as MTV. No thanks, I say. I'm busy.
All this week, get all the dirt on the summer's biggest and newest movies.
Then they say, hey, we have pictures of you with farm animals.
It's your first peek at the stars, the music, and all the hit new films on MTV's exclusive series.
Attack of the Summer movies. You can see me, Rob Lowe, Jim Belushi, Prince, David Bowie, Anthony Perkins, and everybody who's anybody on the screen this summer.
And just when you thought it was safe to turn on MTV, movie star guest VJs every night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Don't miss
Attack of the Summer movies.
all this week. Harold Ramis hosts 2 reports an hour every hour from 10 a.m. till midnight.
When is this going to air?
All this week at an MTV near you on MTV's Gonzo Summer.
Are you ready?
This is the MTV New Video Hour, and I'm Martha Quinn. Coming up, we've got Dan Hartman, Michael McDonald, and Anna Motion. But right now, it's all the hot news from the New Video File. The Eurythmics lead off this week's New Video File with Missionary Man, which is the first single from their new album, Revenge. Now, the video was just shot in the UK by Willie Smacks, who is a Dutch animation specialist and also a friend of Dave Stewart's. Willie directed the clip It's All Right for Eurythmics last year, and like that video, Missionary Man will feature live action with animation. And Missing Persons are back with I Can't Think About Dancing, the first video from their new album, Color in Your Life. They shot the video last week in New York City with director Zbigniew Rybczynski. Now, Zbig used a technique similar to the one he developed for the Simple Minds video, All the Things She Said. And 38 Special just finished Somebody Like You, the second video from their album, Strength in Numbers. They shot the performance clip on stage at the Albany, Georgia Civic Center last weekend, the day before opening their current U.S. tour there. And the Art of Noise are back in the New Video File with Peter Gunn. Now, you have seen the conceptual version here at MTV, but this is a live version from the British music show, The Tube. It features the 9-piece band the Art of Noise will take on the road later this year for their first tour ever. And rounding out this week's New Video File is Madonna with Open Your Heart. It will be the third video from the new album, True Blue, and she's shooting it in L.A. this week with French director Jean-Baptiste Mondino, whose previous clips include Sting's Russians and Don Henley's Boys of Summer. Next week, the MTV New Video File will give you the lowdown on the newest clips by Billy Joel, Cheap Trick, the Ramones, Chaka Khan, and the Jets. But our next video today is the first of several we've got from movie soundtracks. If Anybody Had a Heart by John Waite. It's the first single out from About Last Night, starring Rob Lowe and Demi Moore. Don Henley sings backup vocals on the song, and he's also one of the producers. According to John, If Anybody Had a Heart has a somewhat spiritual message, and they've tried to bring this out in the video.
We're going to try and incorporate mystical images, because the song, I think, is a lot about how life can treat people. and by just pure chance your whole life can change. So I'm going to incorporate tarot images, because I'm really into tarot cards. And as I sing the song, I'll be dealing tarot cards. And John McCurry, my guitar player, we're going to change identities.
That was Dan Hartman with Waiting to See You, and it's another one from the movie, this time Ruthless People with Danny DeVito and Bette Midler. Dan Hartman's been in the music business since he was 13 years old, working with people like James Brown, Edgar Winter, and Charlie Midnight. And you may have noticed Charlie appears briefly in the video. He's standing behind Dan near the beginning. Still to come, John Cougar Mellencamp, Dokken, and Michael McDonald.
I think the hardest I've ever worked was doing the videos.
Coming up on the new video hour, Pete Shelley, Dokken, and Steve Winwood. But first, we've got the newest one from Michael McDonald, Sweet Freedom, from the new movie Running Scared that stars Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines as cops in Chicago. In the video, Michael plays an ex-cop who owns a bar in the Florida Keys.
In this video, I think I'm supposed to play an old friend of theirs who has since retired and is down in Florida trying to urge them to do the same, you know, and sending them postcards, and then they'll wind up using a lot of the scenes from the movie where they go to Florida, and then insert some scenes where we're all three sitting at the piano.
That was Pete Shelley with Own Your Own, which, remarkably enough, is not from any movie, but rather from Pete's new album, Heaven in the Sea. And the video was directed by Pete Bishop and Mark Kitchen-Smith. The Film Garage in London did the animation. Looking ahead, we've got Animotion, Stevie Winwood, and John Cougar Mellencamp. But right now, we get to see Dokken being hauled on a flatbed truck through the streets of Los Angeles in the video for It's Not Love.
It's Not Love is kind of like a slap-in-the-face love song, like making fun of it, like, well, so you tried to get me, you hurt me, but no biggie. You know, there's more where that came from.
Was I Want You from Animotion, filmed at an LA nightclub called the Country Club. The drum that Bill Wadhams is beating in the video was originally filled with plaster, but by the end of the shoot, a lot of water managed to seep inside, and the result was a 42-gallon drum of concrete. Try hauling that around from gig to gig. When we return, we will have John Cougar Mellencamp and Stevie Winwood.
The whole idea of the video is very much a celebration.
This is the MTV New Video Hour. I'm Martha Quinn. We've still got the new one from John Cougar Mellencamp ahead, but before that, it's a new sound from Stevie Winwood. Love, the first video from Steve Winwood's Back in the High Life album, reflects the departure from Steve's early mellow solo work to a more upbeat rhythm and blues sound.
Bring Me a Higher Love could be a very doomy song. It could be portrayed as very doomy, but we wanted to make it very much a celebration.
Helping out with the new sound, Shaka Khan and Nile Rodgers make guest appearances on the album and in the video. As far as actually putting together the video for the song, Steve leaves that mainly to the experts.
Obviously, the cutting and the putting together of it is something else, which I would be maybe self-conscious of doing if I were the editor on this, you know, because obviously there's a lot at stake.
Well, the directing team of Peter Kagan and Paula Greif aren't so self-conscious. They feel their own unique style will bring out the best in Steve Winwood.
When we do something for Stevie Winwood, he's the most important aspect of the video, but the product, the intention of selling a record in the end, isn't really the thought that fills our mind through the course of the shooting. It's more the byproduct.
We really try to create an environment with the people we're working with, whether it's a musician or whether we're doing something for fashion, where people feel really relaxed, and we capture that. We capture things about them at those kind of off moments.
Steve can relate the capturing of those off moments to the mixing of an album.
The fact that it's shot on celluloid, and then a lot of it is done in the cutting room. It's like in the way an album is made in the mix, you know. It's the same kind of thing. and the cutting room could make or break this video.
I'm Martha Quinn, and we're coming down to the end of the MTV New Video Hour, right down, in fact, to our very last new video. You may remember I promised you another railroad crossing video, and this is what we've got, and this one called Rumble Seat. It's the 5th video from John Cougar Mellencamp's Scarecrow album. If you watch closely near the end of the video, you can see two of John's favorite things in the world: his vintage '63 Chevy Bel Air and his wife, Vicki. John Cougar Mellencamp with Rumble Seat. That one was shot on the campus of Indiana University, but John's idea was to give a sense of being anywhere and everywhere in the USA. And that does it for another edition of the MTV New Video Hour. We will be back next week with new videos from Julian Lennon, Eurythmics, David Lee Roth, and Madonna. Right now, though, you've got a chance to see the 10 new videos you asked for on Dial MTV. The summer edition of Dial MTV is where you call up at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, 8 out on the West Coast, and tell us the new videos that you want to see. And at the 6 p.m. Eastern hour, we play back the videos you picked. You can see the MTV New Video Hour every Monday at 5 p.m. and then again at 10 p.m. Eastern, and you can see all the videos we played here today all week long, but only if you keep watching MTV. The MTV New Video Hour was sponsored in part by Merry-Go-Round Fashion Boutiques and Today's Chevrolet.